We're back here on Carolina Women. Yes, Bruce Wood and Karen are back with us. We sort of teased you a little bit in the open discussion. We talked a little bit about serious stuff. Ukraine was invaded by Russia today, and we talked about kind of how that's going to affect the marketplace right now. And then we sort of briefly segued into the 1970s, which is where we ended, because you said it kind of reminded what's happening now in our nation is reminiscent of that.
That's correct.
So I really think that every now and then it's kind of nice to do something that's important and relevant to what's happening today. And you're the perfect person to kind of chat with us about that.
Put it in perspective.
Exactly. So you were starting to share with us a little bit about the inflation. And for Maria, who's our director,
right?
You know, and she's young enough to not really have experienced that. Share a little bit about, for many people, what that looks like.
Well, it's really kind of deja vu. In 1973, after my military service and finished up college, oil doubled in price. Okay, we were paying 25, 30 cents a gallon, and it went to 60 cents a gallon, which was a real cultural shock at the time. We had the Vietnam War still going on, and oil prices were increasing. So therefore, inflation started.
So wait a minute, inflation is directly correlated to oil?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know
Everything
that.
moves on oil. Manufacturing, trucks, cars,
I didn't know
houses, electricity. You name something that doesn't move on oil, and I'd like to know about it. In one form or another, energy in the world, not just America, it runs on energy, which is not wind power, I guarantee you.
So what do we do? What are some solutions? What can we expect? How can we kind of tolerate this distress right now and be the best or do the best we can?
Well, that's a good question from the standpoint of how do we adjust?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And there's no easy way to adjust because it comes rather quickly. And so you have to, obviously, when whoever's doing the shopping in the family, they have to cut back. I remember spending $25 a week on food, not $35 or $40.
So Karen can't buy you the fillets anymore?
Well, I don't know about that. But you plan your meals. I remember using crock pots more. So is that going to happen now? I don't know. But I do know that inflation is here, and you can't put that genie back in the bottle very easily.
Not to be a dodo, but how do you describe what inflation really looks like? What is it? It's just higher prices for the same...
That's correct. Everything that we do starts with energy.
Okay.
That's your base.
Got it.
Then it goes into shipping.
Okay.
Okay, you've got to transport energy to wherever you're going.
And that's why we're feeling that with the prices of like cars and car parts and things like that.
Exactly. Even though we've gotten a lot more economical with manufacturing, which is good through robots and things of this nature, it still trickles down. Everybody puts on a nickel or a penny. All right. And so from an investment standpoint, which is critical.
Yes.
All right. Growth is great. We've seen 15 years of straight growth. It's been wonderful because why? Low oil prices, low interest rates, and growth survives in that environment. Okay. So now we're transitioning to higher inflation. So that's fixed assets like real estate.
Got it.
Lumber.
Which we're seeing.
Housing.
Which we're seeing.
Cars.
Yes.
Everything begins to go up. The first place you see it, though, is in food.
Interesting.
Or they keep the price the same, but they give you less.
Exactly.
That's correct.
Trick.
So we've only got about 45 seconds, but I do want to say, from an investment point of view, how do we manage through the market? What is the kind of takeaway, if you will?
Yes.
Well, my uncle told me this. Well, that's true. My uncle told me this many years ago. He says, I don't care what the price of this stock is. I don't care if it's high, low, or in the middle. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to buy stocks that pay dividends.
Okay.
Timothy Neal, I think, O'Reilly on Shark Tank, he says the same thing. Why should I buy anything if it doesn't pay me a dividend? Because as we get older, it's great to have an income, but when you no longer have an income coming in, a substantial one, then you better have some dividends coming in.
So it's really about the market will adjust. We just need to be
Thinking long term.
Right, the tortoise rather than the hare. And
Yes.
just
So
sit
no
there.
panicking, just get your head on straight.
Yes, and understand that inflation could stay around with us for 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it's really interesting to talk about. I mean, you make it user friendly and understandable. And
And we like that you're a straight shooter.
yes, maybe
Because
that's
we wanna
the good
know.
thing too. I think that makes so much sense. As always, it's fun, but
Yeah.
it's also informative to have you all here.
So
So
true.
thank you,
You're
and thank
welcome.
all of you for joining us here in Carolina Women. Have a safe and wonderful week. Bye-bye.